Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a sneak peek of beautiful paper that's coming in the Celebration catalogue. So it'll be available on the 5th of January and it's free with an order over £45 or €60. And because it's a free item, I wanted to show you a project just using the free item and basic black cardstock. There is a little bit of twine on there, but really this was a project showing you what you could do with something that you didn't pay for. So it's two of my infamous fat bottomed boxes because, you know, they're gorgeous and I love them. And they can go in either way. I do find that it is easier to go in the other way, but you could have them that way round. You could have one of each. But like I said, I find that they're a little bit easier to slip inside when you have them faced this way round. Oopsie, there we go. And it uses one sheet of cardstock. That includes for the handle. So you cut your piece of cardstock down and then you have a strip left off the side. And if you work in international A4, you're going to have a little bit off the top as well. So let me make the base up first. So the base is 9 3/4 by 6 7/8 of an inch. 17 by 24 centimetres. We're going to score it at 2 inches on all sides, but we do need to move it out a little bit, and that's to allow for these boxes to sit in nicely, not snugly and crumpledly, because that's such a technical word. So you just simply move this away very slightly, so technically you're scoring at like 1 15/16 or 4.8 centimetres, but yeah, we're going to score it at 2 inches on all four sides, and actually yes, in metric 4.8 centimetres. And you adjust it on each side as well. Okay, so that's the base of my box done. I'm going to do the two bags because I've got my scoring tool out here, and you need two pieces that are 6 by 12 inches, 15 by 30.5 centimetres. So these are the ones I'm going for. Not going for the patterned paper, I'm going for this one. Not going for the pattern side, the floral side. And these you score at 2 7/8, 5 3/4, 8 5/8 and 11.5 inches, which in metric is 7, 14, 21 and 28. And then you score it at 2 inches, 5 centimetres on the short side, and exactly the same over here. So 2 7/8, 5 3/4, 8 5/8, 11.5. So 7, 14, 21 and 28, and then 2 inches, 5 centimetres on the short side. Let me move the photo out the way. And I'm going to score this, but I am going to put the panels on before I put it all together, but I'm going to score and cut, burnish and cut. And then I'm going to burnish these as well. I find with these long papers but short, do that long one first. Isn't it gorgeous paper? I'm totally addicted to it. I'm stunned that it's free, but I love paper, floral paper that has got a black background, and we had some in one of the catalogues quite a few years ago, and I kind of mourned it ever after, but isn't it just beautiful? It's so lovely. A celebration this year is only 2 months. It's the 5th of January to the 28th of February, so you're kind of going to have to get it quick. If you see it, want it, get it. That's really it. And that will be the same for the joining offer. That's only on for 2 months as well, so don't hang about. Okay, let me get my scissors. So, yeah, neither of these you're going to see very well because they're patterned, but this one possibly. So I've got this part at the bottom. This is going to become the bottom, so I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, those 3 parts, then I'm going to remove this little panel and take a tiny little bit off the top to mitre the edge. Oh, I've had a bit too much coffee this morning. I've got the shakes. So I will hover this when I've done it, and then I will quickly whiz through the next one. So tiny little bit off the top, removed that one, and then all these 4 parts are all completely separated. So I will do exactly the same on this one. Like I say, they're identical boxes. I modelled this a little bit on the coffee carrier that we had in the mini catalogue that has just, or is just about to retire. At the point in time I'm filming, I don't know if they're still in stock, but they were extremely popular. So many of you were buying them to gift to work colleagues and the like. So I kind of thought, well, we're losing the coffee carrier, let's make my own version. And I've done boxes and baskets like that before, so it's nice to come back to an old favourite. Right, this one here, we're going to cut and wedge. If you've watched one of my videos before, you cut straight down the rectangle and you hack into the square, just like that. And then repeat the same on all 4 corners. So I'm hoping that you have received your mini catalogues and the celebration brochures. If you haven't, they may still be caught up in Royal Mail. I'm hoping that they will be with you soon. The mailing this year, it kind of all went all over the place. Nobody really knows what's going on, but you know, is what it is. Right, I'm going to put my panels on before I stick this together. And I'm going to go this side up. I think this might be my favourite. I think it's my favourite because red's my favourite colour. And we've got both cherry cobbler and real red in here. So these panels here, they're 1 3/4 by 5.5 inches, which is 4.5 by 13.5 centimetres. And you can see where those two go. These ones, 1 3/4 by 2 5/8, which is 4.5 by 6.5 centimetres, and they go on there. So okay, so glue myself to the paper. And pop these on. I love the fact that I currently match my project. Red nails, black top. It wasn't deliberate at all. Okay, while I've got seal and what have you on my desk, I'm going to use this panel here. Now, as I said, this was the bit that I cut off the side because that's 7 inches and I've got 1 3/8 of an inch here, which is what's left over from cutting a piece of international A4 cardstock. If you work in 8.5 and 11, it's going to be a little bit wider. Do make it smaller. It's just too chunky. It's too wide at this point to get yours cut, get your boxes inside. So 9 3/4 by 1 3/8 of an inch, and in metric that's 24 centimetres by 3.5. And your designer series paper is 1 1/8 by 9.5 and 23.5 by 3 centimetres. So I'm going to glue that on while I'm here, although I won't put the handle on just yet. Not onto the box anyway. Seriously, love the paper. Okay, and now I'm just going to get my bone folder and give it a little bit of a bend. Not really to the ends, it's the centre part I want to bend. Just like that, and that will just make it sit nicer when I put it together. Right, 4 outer corners, and I'm going to put some fuse on here. My fuse doesn't like basic black. Anybody else is like that? Loves every other colour, not basic black. It likes to eat it. It's not fuse at all, that's Seal Plus. Oh, contraband there. I don't have any fuse left. I did stockpile it. I thought I cannot be without. Right, and then these simply fold round and stick down. Okay, and then on here, just on the ends, put a little bit more tear and tape, because the handle is going inside the basket base. And you want it just at the top. So eyeball the centre. You could measure it if you want to. So you really don't want very much handle inside the box. I don't know if you could, there we go. You don't want too much handle inside the box because you want that nice height. And that one as well. Actually, you know what? That one's just a shade taller than that one. Ooh, look at that, adjustable heights. Right, let's put these bags together. So these are going to be done in exactly the same way. Right, let me get my Seal Plus working. Fold in two sides. It doesn't come over fully, so you're going to want to put glue on both what will be the front and back. So the back goes down first and then the front over. And just pop your hand inside. And then the same over on this one. I didn't give you the finished dimensions. This is 5 3/4 by 2 7/8 by 2 inches tall, which is 14 by 7 by 5 centimetres tall. And these little boxes are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 by 4 inches tall, which in metric is 7 by 7 by 10 centimetres. Okay, and then you look for your back, which I now can't see the back. Oh, there it is. There's the back. And you just push with your fingers either side and grab the top, and you have this lovely shape. It's really fabulous. Now, I did use braided linen trim. Have to confess, I haven't got enough on my roll. That's all I've got left on my roll. So I am going to use our new clips. There they are. These are called, whoops, Clever Clasps. They are very clever. And you get silver and gold. And they look like that. And you just pinch them like that to open and close. So that's what I'm going to use to close. I don't want to put it in the centre. I don't want the star shape. I do want this lovely domed shape. So it's going to be 4 on this project. Like I say, mostly because I'm completely out of braided linen trim. Forgot to add it to my order. Also forgot to add real red A4. Don't really know why, but I have got a sheet left and I've got some 12 by 12. I'm going to have to put myself a little order in, aren't I? I'm going to wait till celebration starts. I want more of this paper for free. There you go. Isn't that a fantastic shape to that box? Let me just guide that a little bit with my finger. I just love it. I love the box. I can't remember when I first came up with this. 2015, something like that. And then they just slip in nicely like that. And that is, I think, a lovely gift. And you could have one way, one the other, because they are a completely square bottom. Or you could have 2 that way. Have 2 that way. You could have another one that way. Gorgeous. Anybody receiving that would be utterly delighted, including me. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. I'm going to put a little bit more glue in there. Like I say, celebration starts on the 5th of January. Anybody else totally excited, like me? I'm excited like a giddy kipper. I'm always like it when celebration starts. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.